everybody, it's Becky with A Better Way to Homeschool, and I wanted to talk to you about the heart of homeschooling. The heart of homeschooling can be found inside a triangle. I know it seems odd, but it's not. Stick with me just for a second. The heart of homeschooling, the core of teaching your kids, is to focus on the Holy Trinity of homeschooling. Your child's heart, attitude, and character are the Holy Trinity of homeschooling. Mama, if you want to educate your child, I can tell you that if you focus on these things, the heart, how are they feeling? What are they? Are they secure? What are the things that they believe? Their attitude, are they grumpy, disgruntled, discouraged, depressed, cheerful, obedient, loving, and kind? And do they have a strong character? Do they know right from wrong? Do they have strong integrity? Are they disciplined, responsible, diligent, and kind? If you focus on those things, everything that you put into the child will blossom over time. You can teach your child to add, subtract, multiply, and divide. You can teach your child to read and write. You can teach your child to think. That's a You can teach your child to ask questions. And they will do this with confidence and security because they're doing it within a solid foundation of a solid heart, attitude, and character that is strong. There is an amazing strength inside of a triangle itself, physically. There are so many things that are divided into this type of a structure. But when you're homeschooling, if you focus on the heart, the attitude, and the character of your child, you can teach them anything if they have a strong character. When you have a child that is respectful and obedient and responsible and diligent and has high integrity, that means that they can be left with their independent type work and they're going to get it done. They're going to do their best. If they have an I can do it attitude, or I can't do it yet, but with hard work, I know I can. If they have the right attitude, and if their heart is filled with love and security, then everything that you put into them is going to take root. Oh, it may take more time than you mentally thought it would take. I had kids that didn't read till they were 10, and that's okay. They read fantastically now. If you don't focus on these things first, especially when they're little, you may be able to fill them with head knowledge. They may read, they may write, they may solve math and ask important questions scientifically, but they might be snarky pain in the tushes. And I don't know about you, but when I was young and I envisioned my future family, hey Heather, when I envisioned my future family, I did not lay awake at night and say things like, I can't wait to be a mom of snarky, jerky people. I never had that thought. I had this dream of being a mom that helped with my husband, raised kids that were amazing people, responsible, diligent, kind, compassionate, intelligent, inquisitive, all these things. And you know what? That's what happened. We focused on heart, attitude, and character, and then filled them with things that they needed to know along the way. And because they stand on integrity and truth, because we practice the do-over, what if my kid has a terrible attitude? Well, you simply do over. Mama, if you ask your child to do something, my light's shining on that, you ask your child to do something and they roll their eyes, you teach them, you practice this, you teach them what is called the do-over. Where's my light? It's the wrong light. You teach them the do-over. So, hey Becky, can you take out the trash? just lost my glasses. You go do over, and then Bekki backs up, takes a deep breath, and then you say, okay, we're going to do it again. Ready? Hey, Bekki, can you please take out the trash? Yes, Mom. And then I go take out the trash. Attitude includes the way that you respond and the way that you carry your body, your choice of words and your attitude. It all goes together. It's body language and words and action. It's a trinity in itself. So attitude is something that I can promise you over time, if you have your children do it over, I don't want to step on my glasses. If you have your children do it over when they don't do it right the first time, you don't have to get mad. Do you know what the scariest thing is? Is a mom that gets really close to you and whispers. Okay, so get really close, whisper, have your child do it over, and focus on their attitude. When you do this, when they're 5, 6, 7, 10, then when they're 14, and it becomes part of their body chemistry to roll their eyes, you can simply have them do it over and move on with your day. But if you don't focus on it when they're little, the kind of struggles that you have with a teenager are no fun. They're just no fun at all. So, heart, attitude, and character. You can teach a child. You can teach give me an illiterate, uneducated kid that's 14 that has strong character, amazing attitude, and an unbelievable heart, and I can teach them anything, because they're going to listen, they're going to be attentive, they're going to be eager, they're going to be kind, they're going to be teachable. But a kid that has no character, a lousy attitude, and a miserable heart may be brilliant, but is unteachable, because they know everything and you don't know nothing, and you don't have the ability to teach me nothing. So that's not what we want. That's not what we dreamed about when we were little girls, thinking about having our children, or grown women that have suddenly found themselves to be homeschooling. That's not what we're raising. We're raising kids that are attentive, inquisitive, curious, critical thinkers, kind, compassionate, loving, eager to learn, excited, and filled with integrity. So focus on the heart of homeschooling. All this head knowledge, you can fill that in later. If you've got any of these that are missing in your kids in your home right now, you just push academics off to the side and you focus. You sit your kids with you give them some popcorn and some cookies, and you say, I'm going to teach you this new thing called the do-over. If when I ask you to do something, you roll your eyes or you give me attitude or back talk, I'm just going to say do over. So let's practice. Okay, Hester, if I ask you to switch the laundry, I'm going to ask you that right now. I want you to pretend that, I want you to give me the biggest attitude that you can practice. Like practice rolling your eyes and flopping on the floor. Ready? Okay, Hester, can you please change the laundry? Can you move the laundry over? And then Hester flops all over the place. And you go, oh, that was so good. Okay, so if you do that in real life, what I will do is I will suck in my breath and I will say, Hester, do over. And when you hear me say that, you put your body back in the right position, fix your face, and get ready to say it cheerfully. Are you ready? Let's try it again. Hester, can you please switch the laundry? Yes, Mommy. Oh, that was so good. Okay, Priscilla, it's your turn. I'm going to ask you to solve this piece of paper's math problems, but when I ask you to do it, I want you to pitch a fit. So right now, I want you to yell, I want you to scream, or whatever it is that you do. So cry, pretend you're going to cry. Ready? Okay. Priscilla, can you please do this while I go help Emily with her science project? And then Priscilla has a big old fit. And you go, oh my gosh, that was the best fit ever. You did so good. Okay, so if you do that in real life, I'm going to suck in my breath and I'm going to say, do over. Ready? Okay, so now let's try it the other way. Priscilla, can you please do this math paper while I work with Emily on her science project? Priscilla then says, yes, Mommy. If you practice these things in times of non-conflict, it's non-threatening. You can't train attitude when your child is having a fit. When my oldest son was about 4, we walked through the mall and all the way through an indoor mall to the store where I was going to buy him shoes. And when we got there, they didn't have the shoes that he wanted. And he proceeded to have a full-blown conniption fit. So I took him by the hand calmly and we went outside till then he threw himself in a puddle and started screaming, "You're not my mom! Get away from me!" Okay. I took a deep breath and I grabbed him by the hand firmly and we walked around the outside of the mall. It was 4 times longer. We got quietly into the car. We went home. I said nothing. Once he calmed down, we role played. How could you handle this? Because you can't rationalize with a child that has a bad attitude. They really need to get over it. But if you train and you make it a game and you make that the heart of homeschooling, the heart of what you're doing is you're helping them learn self-control, giving them the ability to recognize by saying do over, what you're saying is, okay, you kind of missed the mark right there. And I want to give you the opportunities to succeed. So we're going to do it over. Ready? Let's try it again because I know that you can do better than that. That's a loving training response. And I promise you that even though you don't get math done that day, you will have set them up for huge success in the future because life isn't fair. And we all have little mini attitudes that we need to learn what to do. And what you do is you take a deep breath and you step back and you do it again and you do it the right way. So attitude can be trained. And so that you do that with the do-over. Heart and character. Character, this is something you just can't neglect. You build character with your kids by teaching them to clean up after themselves, by being a part of the kitchen brigade that helps make dinner, lunch, breakfast, snack, by having them load the laundry and then chase the laundry all the way through the washing machine, the dryer, folded and put away properly in the house. You teach character by having them clean up the doggy prizes that are left all over the yard. You teach them character by giving them opportunities to water plants, weed a garden, help a neighbor that needs assistance, putting grocery carts back into the little holder that holds the grocery carts, looking for opportunities to be an active part of a needed part of a community. Your kids, my kids, know the difference between doing something that's keeping them busy and something that makes them a valuable part of the community that they're in, your family, your neighborhood, the town that you live in. So constantly look for opportunities to build character. Our family shot fireworks off on the 4th of July. It was so much fun. And apparently our dog thinks fireworks are like the best thing ever. Our dog actually would jump when he'd see the fuse, because we were lighting like little easy fireworks. He would jump in front of you waiting for the thing to go off. And he was so excited. He thought it was like a bird or something. So some of the fireworks that we shot off were big and they necessitated being shot down the street where there was room for them to be shot safely. So we shot the fireworks just like everybody. We're in a place that you're allowed to do that. And so we shot off the fireworks and it was great fun. And it's the middle of the, like 10 o'clock at night or something. So the next morning at 10 o'clock in the morning, when I told my boys, okay, we're going to go out into the street and we're going to pick up every scrap of evidence that we shot fireworks off last night, the boys kind of went, I'm tired. I'm going to do that after lunch. And I took a deep breath and I said, we're going to do that over. But before I tell you what we're going to do, I want to remind you that we shot off fireworks that you did not buy with your hard-earned money in front of somebody else's house. And so there's trash in front of somebody else's house that is our responsibility. So I want you to think about whether or not I really want to focus on the fact that you're tired or the fact that you're going to do the right thing by cleaning up after yourself right now. So I took a deep breath and I said, boys, we're all going to go out and clean up the firework debris. And they said, yes, Mom, and went out and picked up bags of trash. So character is something that's trained in. This is not easy parenting. This is focused on raising champion people. Champion people. Kids that are compassionate and kind. People that open the door for others because it's the right thing to do, not because they're a different gender or age bracket than they are. People that see somebody drop something and rush to their aid to help them pick it up rather than laugh that somebody just dropped their groceries all over the floor. People that clean up their mess. People that, my son is borrowing a drum set from a neighbor and he's super excited about it. And I'm super excited because it's electronic and you can turn off the sound. But he's sitting on it and the stool broke. Son, go through your money because you're going to replace the stool. And he had to replace the stool that he was borrowing. He knew that that was the right thing to do, even though it was an older stool, because you return things in better condition than you borrowed them in. If you borrow a car, you at least wash it before you return it. If you borrow a car, maybe you vacuum it out. Maybe you fill it with gas. These are character things that make our children champions. So that's my high horse for today. Is that a high horse or is it just gray hair speaking? Focus on the heart. All 5 of my kids are amazingly educated. They're brilliant. We have screenwriters, historians, scientists, amazing writers in the house. Kids that have gone all the way through calculus or pre-calculus. So what? If they're jerks, I don't really care, but they're not. They're amazing people because we make them clean up the dog poop, because we do over when we miss it, and we all miss it, and they're loved and secure and they know their place in our house. So focus on the heart and the attitude of homeschooling. I call that the Holy Trinity because you can teach everything from inside the stable, secure strength of that triangle of amazingness. So that's it. You go have an amazing time with your kids. Learn and practice this do-over. If your kids are 16, start them at 16. And you start it with the words, hey, I'm so sorry. I've let you. And then we're going to start practicing this do-over because I need to learn to take a deep breath and not get frustrated. And you need to learn to be faster or happier or whatever. You just practice. Do the do-over. This is like the secret key to everything is do-over. Okay, on your mark, get set, go. Love your kids. Have a great day. Focus on the heart. And you've got this. Bye.